Agatha All Along Episode 6 stands out as one of the most character-driven and lore-expanding episodes of the series, offering layers of narrative complexity while pushing forward the central conflict between Agatha Harkness and Billy Maximoff. The episode explores deep emotional themes, the burden of legacy, and the consequences of power.
Say again.
I'm Billy Maximoff.
The focus on Billy Maximoff in this episode marks a significant shift in the show, turning him from a reactive character into an active seeker of truth. For much of the series, Billy has been driven by the confusion surrounding his existence and the mysterious bond with Agatha. Episode 6 brings clarity to his origin, starting with the detailed flashback to his first life as William Kaplan. This flashback is not just a narrative device, but a poignant moment that grounds Billy's character in real-world tragedy, making him more relatable. The bar mitzvah, a symbolic moment of coming of age, is shattered by the Westview Hex, disrupting William's path and casting him into a new, chaotic life. This is more than a mere reincarnation story. It deals with themes of identity loss and the weight of living a second life under false pretenses. Billy's internal conflict stems from the fact that he is neither fully Billy Maximoff nor William Kaplan. He exists in a space between these identities, trapped between two realities. The exploration of Billy's fractured existence is one of the episode's strengths, as it turns a superhero narrative into a deeply personal story about a young man trying to find his place in a world that he barely understands. This existential crisis is compounded by his growing awareness of Agatha's manipulations and the role she played in shaping his destiny. Billy's search for his own identity drives him to investigate Agatha's past. Billy stumbles upon a series of clues about Agatha's history, ranging from her presence at major historical disasters to her influence over smaller, more personal moments. Each discovery further cements Agatha as a figure whose presence has been deeply ingrained in the MCU's history, even if only in the shadows. For Billy, uncovering these truths is both cathartic and terrifying, as he realizes the extent of Agatha's power and control.
This journey will be one of great transformation and... Your lifeline is broken in two.
A big mystery surrounding Billy's character before Episode 6 was the sigil placed on him. This sigil stopped him from revealing his name or backstory to anyone associated with witchcraft, with the coven walking the witch's road unsure of who placed this spell on Billy. Episode 6 reveals that it was none other than Lilia Calderu herself, though, as revealed previously, she did not remember doing so as the sigil also works on the witch who cast it.
Please don't ask about Agatha Harkness. Please don't ask about Agatha Harkness. Please don't ask about Agatha Harkness.
What do you know about Agatha Harkness?
Oh, come on, man!
Who is Agatha Harkness?
She's an ancient freaking witch who will F your shit up.
The return of Ralph Bohner, played by Evan Peters, is one of the episode's more unexpected twists. While his inclusion initially seems like a callback to WandaVision for comedic purposes, the show quickly reveals Ralph's depressing story. His traumatic experience under Agatha's control in Westview is explored in more depth, shedding light on the psychological damage he and the other residents suffered. Ralph's return adds emotional weight to the episode, as he confronts the lingering effects of Agatha's manipulation and the impact it had on his sense of self. Through Ralph's story, the show revisits the idea of collateral damage, how the events of WandaVision had long-lasting effects on ordinary people. Ralph's breakdown, where he expresses his frustration and confusion over what happened to him, serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of Agatha's and Wanda's actions. This ties into the larger theme of responsibility and guilt. For Billy, Ralph's testimony serves as another piece of the puzzle, helping him to understand the full scope of Agatha's actions and the harm she has caused. Ralph's role in the episode also recontextualizes the fake Pietro reveal from WandaVision, addressing one of the most controversial aspects of that series. While the reveal was originally played for laughs, the show now gives Ralph more character, allowing him to express the emotional trauma of being used as a pawn in Agatha's game.
Oh! Right! There's two of you! You're after Toby!
Tommy.
As Episode 6 draws to a close, Agatha and Billy confront each other. The episode leaves us questioning whether Agatha can truly be redeemed, or if her dark past will inevitably lead to her downfall. The hints of remorse in Agatha's character suggest that she may be on the path to redemption, but her history of manipulation and betrayal looms large over her. For Billy, the stakes are higher than ever. He is no longer just a victim of Agatha's schemes, but an active participant in the battle for his own destiny. His journey of self-discovery throughout this episode positions him as a key player in the final episodes, where his newfound understanding of Agatha's motives and his own identity will likely shape the outcome of their conflict. The emotional complexity of Billy's character, torn between anger, grief, and a desire for closure, makes him a compelling protagonist, one whose choices will have significant consequences for both himself and Agatha. One of the lingering mysteries after Episode 6 is what happened to Jin and Lilia. Billy used his powers to mind control them and subdue Agatha in Episode 5's ending. Yet the two did not reappear from the sinking mud in Episode 6 as Agatha did. This begs the question of whether they are really dead or whether they will return in the final 3 episodes alongside the potential Lady Death, Rio Vidal.
The tower reversed.
I thought you were reading my palm.
Having been hired for William's bar mitzvah, Lilia reads the young man's palm before exclaiming, "The tower reversed." This is a tarot card she's referenced throughout the series, and promotional tarot cards released for Agatha All Along do provide further insight. For example, the tower card does have the blue crown worn by Teen at the end of Episode 5. Likewise, there are similar connections, such as the High Priestess being tied to Jennifer Kale in Episode 2 or the Knight of Wands with Alice Wu Gulliver in Episode 5. In the case of the tower reversed, this can mean that one is about to undergo a period of great personal transformation or the aversion of an imminent disaster, which is very fitting.
Love the vibe in here, though. It's very early Argento.
William compliments Lilia's palm reading tint, commenting that it's very early Argento. This is likely a reference to Dario Argento, the legendary director known as the Master of Horror, having directed films including Deep Red, Tenebrae, Phenomena, and more. As the hex is shrinking and William is traveling home for his bar mitzvah with his parents at the beginning of the episode, they can hear both Vision and Wanda's voices on the radio. The dialogue is specifically from the very first episode of WandaVision and its I Love Lucy and the Dick Van Dyke Show homage. This aligns with the broadcasts that were picked up by sword agents outside the hex, as was discovered by Darcy Lewis and Agent Jimmy Woo. Right after William's heart stops beating, after the car crash, Billy and Tommy Maximoff's voices can be heard telling each other goodnight, right before they disappear as Wanda brought down the hex in WandaVision. However, Billy was able to find William's body as the closest empty vessel to inhabit, resulting in the split life that was foretold by Lilia. Waking up in the hospital, Billy in William's body looks down at his medical bracelet with the last name Kaplan. This confirms that the MCU has adapted a similar origin for Billy Maximoff's Wiccan, with his lost soul being saved through the body of Billy Kaplan. To that end, William's Jewish parents are the same as they are in the original Marvel comics, named Jeff and Rebecca. Entering William's room, Billy attempts to get his bearings. To that end, various posters can be seen for classic movies, including Alice in Wonderland, The Wizard of Oz, The Black Cauldron, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, as well as The Goonies, though for some reason it's been renamed The Goofballs. Either way, it's clear that William had an interest in magic and adventure, especially combined with the fact that his bar mitzvah was magic-themed as well. Meeting with his contact from Reddit in a parking garage, it's revealed that the contact is none other than Ralph Bohner. Tragically, Ralph confirms new details behind Agatha's murder of the Maximoff boy's dog named Sparky. While it was never confirmed exactly how Agatha killed the dog, Ralph reveals that she forced him to poison Sparky during the events of WandaVision. As such, this undeniably makes Agatha even worse than she already was, having forced someone against their will to kill a dog. While researching Agatha Harkness online, Billy comes across several major reveals about her exploits in the past, such as the fact that she was the only survivor of the Hindenburg and was also present aboard the Titanic. Billy also finds reports claiming that Agatha was most likely the real Jolene, who flirted with Dolly Parton's husband. Much of Billy's findings were also found on Brujopedia, with bruja being Spanish for witch. Billy also discovers that she's the only known survivor of the Witch's Road. Before Billy goes to free Agatha from her spell, his boyfriend sends him a text with an emoji of a black heart. This is rather telling, seeing how a black heart was previously connected with Rio, who told Agatha that her heart was black. However, it seems as though the black heart on Lilia's list of witches in episode 2 was Billy. It now makes sense that Lilia only drew a black heart rather than Billy's name, seeing how her sigil was still in effect. Still under the spell where she thought she was a police detective, we get to see the interrogation from Billy's perspective. This includes the reveal that Agatha was wearing a Bohner family reunion shirt the entire time. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.